Okay, so I have this one. Let's select the endguns. What I did here, I simply just went like this and then I hit Shift Z, which is, so if I just copy that, undo, paste that into a new layer, and you'll kind of like be able to see what we're doing. So what I'll do here is I have to bevel this. Actually, I need to select everything first and then bevel it. It's not a fun way, but okay, so cut that out, delete, and paste back in, just to make it, well, thicker. What I can do, I guess, let's see. Now I could have done this and then use Magic Bevel, but I will select all of these other polygons also. Well, I just want one endgun and Magic Bevel that. Yeah, so what I need to do is something a bit boring. I need to take all these guys and I need to chamfer them. That's the hack. 0.01, way too much. 0.1. That's how we're going to do it. So we're going to merge these guys later on. We have to do that. Use that trick. Anyway, so now I can use Magic Bevel, and I can now create the hair in some funky way. Not really a fan of this. This is too slow, but then again, I'm using a slow computer and a video recorder, so. I'm not sure if I'm going to show you all of this. Kind of get the idea what we're going for. Don't mind my computer. The good thing is that unless you mess up, you can also tweak this later on. Edit paths, for example, and then you can edit whatever path you made. So I can now go like this. Come on, you can do it. Yeah, sorry, my computer is so slow, but video recorder and slow computer, it's not going to be fun, is it? Anyway, I'll escape this now. And the reason why I made that chamfering is because now I can take this path here instead of manually selecting those guys. I can merge them. Merge. Automatic, no. Fixed, yes. And we had a setting of 1 millimeter or so. I'm going to use 3 just to be sure. Now we should have these guys here. Yeah, cool. So that means I can cut those out, paste them here, and maybe I can even convert that to, I'll use a plugin, toggle lines, and takes those 2 polygons and converts them to splines. And yeah, what do you know? It actually worked. So yeah, you can just imagine if I was to select all of this shebang manually, it would have been a nightmare. So, but yeah, so there we have kind of like a stylish here. I made some manual stuff earlier on. Control space. I'll be using this a lot. And let's go for red. So yeah, I created this one this earlier on. So I'm going to swap these layers. Save it, and I have no idea how this is going to turn out in layout, but let's see. Okay, so it looks like this. Is that good? It's not the worst. So I'm just wondering, could this be onto something? The difficult thing, of course, will be to tweak this stuff later on, which is not that fun. For example, I just got a few guys here right now, but yeah, this is not that all that fun to tweak. But okay, I couldn't do that. That sucks. Expanding the selection didn't really work, but okay. So, you know, I could do stuff like this, scale it, but it's not, try not to do that. It's not really, yeah, it is a bit cumbersome, I think is the word. You might want to twist it like this to this view and use just a stretch tool. Let's see, why isn't that action center selection always? Yeah, it's a bit easier to tweak that way. But if you do that, then also be aware that this is going to be not fun to tweak or fix later on. The problem here is with this tool is that, well, you can see what happened when I extend the selection. Let's undo this and extend the selection, but do this instead. Scale it. I think that is okay-ish. So yeah. But yeah, if you have a lot of these in the background, then this is not going to be all that fun, is it? Let's do that. Let's go back here. Let's see if we get an update. Okay. So yeah. So as you can see, I'm mixing two of these guys. So this is just a bias map that I made in Modeler, and then I tweaked it with a weight map. Then I added another here layer, and you can see how that works, or not, or whatever. It's quite difficult to get this right, but I guess it takes some practice. Of course, if I set this to 0, you'll see that I got a different result because I had clumping on, which could be good, could not be good. Maybe you want some clumping going on. Also, random length is really something that you really do want. feel it's not quite where it should be though. Let's set it to 90. You also got splay transfer. Let's see. Splay. You can also set the splay to minus, which actually looks pretty good. So yeah, I think I'll just leave it at that. Oh, yeah, also, yeah, save with the objects and then save the scene. Also, this guide reduce here does affect, yeah, you see that? That's not that fun, is it? So I could bump that up to 500, but of course, this really affects the front of your hairline, so you really do want to take notice of that. Yeah, I think I'll leave it at this. So yeah, you do mix a bias, and then you probably want to use this Magic Bevel trick that I just showed you to create this kind of stuff. I might get into other previews later on, but anyway, this is how it is at the moment. And I think that is an alright method. So should you go the Magic Bevel way? Yes, I think you should. I think you absolutely should do that. I've tried messing with this in FiberFX Strand Modeler. Not easy at all. I've tried messing with grouping these kind of hair strands in layout also. Quite difficult. Very time consuming. So yeah, I think I would go this way about it. And do remember the chamfer trick I showed you here, where you actually chamfer these points in order to make the 2-point polygons by merging them later on. If you don't do that, well, you're kind of screwed. Alright, so just a preview on this. And I think this kind of has, yeah, it has potential. If they could make Magic Bevel non-destructive, then that would be massive. Anyway, yeah. Just a close-up so you get an idea.